Have you ever admired any kind of army personnel? Have you ever saw any army personnel doing any kind of work, talking about anything or behaving in any kind of manner? You must have observed it, you must have seen it, and you must have admired it as well. Why? They are different from other people, why they stand out from the general population. If they walk, they make you feel that someone is walking. If they talk, they make you feel that someone is talking good. And if they do any kind of work, the kind of integrity can be easily observed in their work. They are not the ordinary person, they will always stand out different from the general population. How they do it, how they develop this kind of personality, we are going to talk about that personality in today's video. The very first question that should strike your mind, can't we make ourselves like those personnel? The answer is yes, we can make, but it requires the commitment, it requires the effort, it requires the dedication, and it requires the right approach. Before becoming like someone, before doing something just because that person is doing, you must observe what you are, you must observe what is your level. So if I want to become like that person, I firstly analyze myself. I would firstly go on to rectify my mistakes. I would firstly go on to analyze my whole personality. What are the areas that needs rectification, what are the levels that I need to improve, and then after that I would be going to learn from that personality. If we want to become someone or like something, then it becomes really required, it is really required to learn from them. Without learning from them, we won't be able to become like them. It's not like only these are the traits that only those personnel can possess, but their job, their profession is this much elite, their profession is this, has this much dignity, that they are able to develop it just by being in that profession. They are trained like that, they are groomed like that, and the environment in which they live make them the person, the kind of personality that we admire. There are 5 lessons that I would be trying to tell you. I would be also trying to give you my perspective, my point of view, so that we all can learn together. And when we would be learning together, we would be growing together. The very first thing that I have learned from Indian Army, from the Army personnel, is about not complaining. Yes, you heard it right. You will never see any kind of Army personnel complaining about any kind of stuff. They never sweat the small stuff. Let me repeat it again. They never sweat the small stuff. Whatever they get, whatever has been given to them, the resources that they have, they just utilize it. They just make the use of those resources. They don't cry, okay, I don't have this, I don't have that, okay God, you have not given me this, I have not got this. If they would keep on thinking about these kind of small stuff, these kind of small things, they would never be able to make themselves the person they are. And being in the position, being in the profession which requires the complete commitment, which requires the complete attention at every instant of time, it can't be said, okay, I don't have this, I don't have that. Sometimes you will learn, sometimes you will run out of the resources, sometimes the food gets sorted, sometimes the things that you need get sorted. But whatever you have to fight with those resources. Whatever you have to head forward with those things. And let me tell you one thing, you will never get anything just by complaining. Complaining will never get you anything. The only thing that it does is waste of your time, is the waste of your energy. When you start thinking of something that is unnecessary, when you start thinking about something which don't have to do anything with you, the small stuff, then you waste some sort of your energy and time into something which is really inconsequential. Inconsequential meaning something that don't give you output, right? So this is the thing that we can learn from those army personnel. Never ever sweat the small stuff. There will be much bigger challenges in your life, which we just need to look from the wider perspective. Does it actually require our attention? Does it actually need our effort, if it don't need our effort, if it don't need our attention, we must leave it as it is and we must focus on something bigger. You must have observed by yourself that sometimes you pay attention towards something which is really very inconsequential or something which is very small. It is after some time that you realize I was wasting my time on something which don't even matter to me. Now coming on to the second lesson, it's always all for one. Either the whole team wins or the whole team loses. Have you ever seen the kind of team commitment any army personnel that have? If you have observed it, if you have seen it, then you must be admiring it. They always walk with a team. They will carry their last buddy, their last teammate, until the last buddy has crossed the line. You are never finished with the race. What we can learn from it? We can learn from it that sometimes we just don't have to do everything for our own self. Sometimes we need to put the effort, time and energy for others as well. We have to raise others with our own level. It is not like you have crossed the level, you have reached at any particular height, now it is done. No, it's not done until your teammate has also reached at that height. So when we start doing something without having that kind of selfishness, then we become unstoppable. And believe me, when you are doing something without any kind of selfish nature, then the kind of energy that you would have, the kind of effort that you would be putting would be unmatchable. If you are able to put only 80% of your effort when you are doing it for yourself, you would be putting 110% effort if you are by your heart helping someone or doing it for someone else. This is the benefit, or this is the thing that you would develop if you are a team person, if you are a person who admires for the winning of the whole team, right? The third thing that we can learn from Indian Army is that sometimes you don't choose the profession, it's the profession that chooses you. What I mean to say, does everyone fit for that profession? Is everyone fit for that kind of lifestyle? Is everyone able to survive in that environment? The answer is no, not everyone is able to do it. When I am saying not everyone is able to do it, I'm not doubting the kind of ability anyone possesses. I'm just saying there are some qualities, there are some requirements which are needed in your personality for becoming that kind of person. You would be facing a lot of problems, you would be facing a lot of challenges, you would be facing a lot of obstacles, you would be broken mentally, physically and emotionally, and then after you become the person, the kind of personality that the profession grooms, right? But initially at that stage, initially in the stage when you are about to join that profession, when you are admiring to get into that profession, you need to have that kind of willness, you need to have that kind of mentality and mindset. There is one person who thinks that he won't be able to cover 100-kilometer distance, and there is the other person who thinks that okay, I won't be able to do it in one day, but there will definitely be a day when I would be completing this journey. I would travel 20 kilometer every single day, and after 5 days I would be done with 100 kilometer. He would face problem, he would face situation, obstacles, he would face challenges, but he would be completing the journey because of his mental toughness, because of his that kind of a spirit that wants the challenge. So this kind of person is ready to be the kind of personality that the profession desire. What I am trying to say that it's not that much easy every time that we think to become like that personality, we think to become like that person, and you are able to make yourself. After thinking, after admiring, you need to work on yourself. Until and unless you are not working on yourself, nothing will work. Third thing, Not, it's the fourth lesson that we can learn from the Indian army is always being prepared. Have you ever seen any kind of army personnel? They are always with their weapon. They will always even sleep with their weapon. They will always have gun in their hand. Why it is like that? They don't fight war every time. They don't get to face these kind of situations every second. Why still they keep those weapons every second ready? Here I just want to tell you something which is really valuable. You know, adversity don't gives you alarm. Problems don't alarm you before they strike you. Let me repeat it again. Any kind of challenge, problem, or adversity that strikes never ever gives you alarm. It is you who need to make yourself already ready. If you are not ready for that situation, the adversity will strike you and it will last only for few minutes or few seconds, and then it will leave. After leaving or the departure of that adversity, you will only keep on regretting that why I was not ready, why I was this much careless. This kind of regret, this kind of realization will never help you to get back into the time and will help you to become ready for that adversity again. It is always said in the army that you may not need to use the weapon for 1 week, 1 day, 1 month, or maybe 1 year, but the day you need to use that weapon, the weapon has to be with you. At that time, you can't say, "Give me my weapon, I need it now." The enemy will not strike you just by looking. Okay, this person has don't have the weapon in his hand. Firstly, let that person be ready for firing. No, it will never happen. That enemy will come and will strike you and you are gone. For this purpose, they always keep their weapon ready. For this purpose, they always keep themselves ready. And this is the thing that we need to learn. We need to apply it in our own life as well. We should always be careful. We should always be active and ready for the adversities that comes in our life, for the challenges that it strikes in our life. If we are ready, only then we would be able to face it. The fifth most important and also the last point that we can learn, the last lesson that we can learn from Indian Army. Learn from them the empathy, kindness. In spite of having this much caliber, potential, strength, you will always see them acting in a kind manner, behaving in a kind manner, showing compassion towards others. And see, when we are compassionate, when we are kind enough, when we understand others, when we respect others, if we are ready to offer our help whenever we see someone in need, then it reflects the kind of character that we possess, the strength of our character, the strength of our personality. Having good personality or having personality filled with strength is not only about having so much power. It is about the internal strength that you possess, the strength of character that you have, and it gets reflected in your behavior, in your talk, in your action. And that behavior, that action, that talk should be filled with empathy, kindness, and compassion. Not every time you need to show the force, not every time you need to show your power, right? That's all I have to say. With the conclusion, I would just say Indian Army has always been the guardian of our nation, and we must respect them, we must admire them for what they are. We must feel grateful that yes, they are there to protect us. We must feel grateful that yes, they are there. Just because of them, we are able to maintain and live the life peacefully. We are able to enjoy our life. That's all I have to say. If you have listened me up to the last, you must have got something to think about. I will be recording my next video after some time. Till then, stay awesome, stay productive. Thank you so much.